So in this video, I'm just going to go over some of the highlights of the course syllabus. The video will appear on this page, but right now I'm making the video, so it's not there. Here's the PDF version of the syllabus. You can access that and print it if you want. You probably don't need to. The syllabus quiz you're going to take, you can use the syllabus for the quiz. So it's a lot of information, but like I said, I'm just going to kind of scroll through and hit some highlights here. So there's my contact information, my email address. One thing about the email address, that's an L, not a 1 or an I. So my name is Leanne. My phone number, that's my campus phone number, my office. I have both in-person, online, and by appointment office hours. If you want to make an appointment, please email me. Office hours Tuesdays and Thursdays, 9 to 10 in the morning in person, and 12 to 12:45 online. The online office hours are conducted through Zoom, not through Canvas. So there are options in Canvas, but for my personal office hours, those are not through Canvas. This makes it available to all students, and this is just how I have it set up. So follow the directions there. And the phone system's okay. Emails work great also. A lot of times I'm not in my office. You can call and leave a message. I will get that like the same way I get an email. So, okay. Here's some course information. You'll want to look that over. This is Math 10, College Algebra for Liberal Arts. So it's a good class. It used to be that pretty much everybody took college algebra. And things have changed a lot in our system for mathematics in higher education. So we don't have as much of that concept now. But it's a really good class, and it's useful for, especially for any classes where you might need more mathematics. And it's a good review for maybe some math that you might have forgotten from previous education. Okay. So this is an asynchronous online course. That means you do the work at your own pace. You'll do it through the modules that are available in Canvas. There are videos for each section and then an assignment for each section. There are also quizzes and exams plus a final exam the last week. There is an optional co-requisite for this course. So right here it talks about optional co-requisite. It's called Math 10 SL. College Algebra for Liberal Arts Success Lab. So it's a lab environment. You can take the course for 1 credit, or you can take it non-credit. If you're going to take it non-credit, then it's Math 110 SL. So they both run concurrently, whether you're in the 10 or the 110, that doesn't matter. You have the same options. And they're offered synchronously and asynchronously. I teach the synchronous one, and someone else teaches the asynchronous one. But if you're feeling like I need a little extra help, that's a good way to get some extra help, the co-requisite option. So you can check that out. It's in the schedule of classes. Here are the student learning outcomes. We are mandated to assess student learning outcomes on each semester. And this basically, the student learning outcomes here mention the topics that we're going to cover in the class. So it's kind of detailed. Maybe it's a little frightening, hopefully not. Don't worry if you don't understand some of those terms. That's why you're taking the course, so that we can learn about these things. Okay. And then there are program learning outcomes and institutional learning outcomes. We don't assess that as much at this level. Okay. Your textbook. So you need to purchase My Lab Math with Pearson eText for college algebra. This is by, the author is Blitzer, and it's 8th edition. So be really careful on that, because there's a lot of different products out there. You can purchase it through the CMC bookstore, and some students will want to do that. There are advantages. If you purchase it through the bookstore, make sure you get their directions on how to use the access code. I don't really have any control over that. That's between you, the bookstore, and Pearson. So if you decide to purchase it through Pearson directly, there's advantages to that as well. please make sure you register through Canvas, okay? Because that's going to link your grades from your homework to the Canvas gradebook, okay? So if you have any problems with your access card, please work with Pearson. There are directions in the modules in the Getting Started to help you with that process. Okay. You also have a 2-week free trial period to use my math lab or my lab math. Just be sure to register your purchased card before the 2 weeks are up. Okay, and make sure you register through Canvas. All right. If the bookstore gives you other directions, follow their directions and work with the bookstore. Okay. There's some other things like a graphing or a scientific calculator you would need maybe for taking exams. And let's see. Many students find it helpful to print out the guided notes that I provide. So those are just papers that you can use to take notes. You don't have to turn them in, but it helps to kind of give you a head start. You don't have to copy so much, and then you can work actually on the note sheet. I highly recommend that you actively take notes while you're watching the videos. It'll make it much easier for you to stay awake and to absorb the information. So you don't have to use the guided notes. They're not required. They're not required to turn in. You could take notes on your own paper if you wanted to. All right, here's the breakdown of the grading system. And so you'll want to look that over. Our assignments, we have homework on each section. There are 3 exams in the semester. There are, I can't remember how many quizzes, some quizzes, and a final exam. The quizzes are mostly just for checking in. I give credit for effort, and it's to give you some feedback on what might be mistakes or maybe, some help to know how you're doing. Okay. And then a little bit about the exams there. You do get a page of notes you can use for the exam. Those are handwritten notes, and you're to upload those with your exam. Okay. The final exam is at the end of the semester. Okay. You can read about that. So here are some course expectations for optimal success. You're going to access the current week under modules. Okay. Then for each section, you watch the videos while taking notes. Sometimes students will stop and review the videos. That's very helpful for them. And then you're going to work on the homework assignment for that section. The homework assignment is in the modules, so you can just follow along. But the assignment is in my lab. Okay. Write down any problems that you're struggling with while you're doing the homework or questions that you might have so you can ask them and get some help. You also might want to take some notes on what will be useful to remember for the exam. So kind of build your page of notes as you're going along. Okay. Then once you finish the homework for that section, you go to the next section. Use available resources like tutoring. We have online options, in-person options, office hours, your neighbor that knows how to do math. Just use those resources to get help. A lot of times students need some help with math. Okay. Make sure that you pay attention to the due dates this first week. We have I'll go over this, but we have some assignments that are due by Sunday. My normal due dates, my normal week is Monday to Monday. You get an extra day. Just, keep track of those due dates and make sure you get them in. The first week is a little bit different. There's a lot of getting to know you kind of exercises, kind of getting used to the formats and things like that. The 3 assignments that are due are pretty quick, but you have to take the time to do them and make sure they get done so you don't get dropped from the class. Okay. If there's no activity in Canvas for a week, then the instructor does have the option of dropping the student. Okay. If you want to drop the course, though, please make sure you take care of that through the student services. Okay. And there's more information about if you sign up, if you register for the support lab, then you're automatically dropped. If you drop the 10, then you're automatically dropped from the support class, which makes sense, right? Okay. So there are question and answer forums, 1 per week. These are not required, but there's usually opportunities for extra credit. It gives you a chance to ask questions and connect with your peers. And it's a nice thing. Okay. Please be courteous when you're using the question and answer forms. All right. So here are some academic policies and services at CMC. You're going to see these on every syllabus that you get. For many of the courses, there's some academic and IT support. Student services, I do want to talk about the Tutoring Center a little bit. It's known as TASK, Tutoring and Academic Success Center. It has been moved. It's now in room 112 in Quad 1, which is a very nice location. Their hours have also changed. They have in-person tutoring and they also have online tutoring. I believe you have to make an appointment if you want the online tutoring. So please visit the website and take advantage of that. Also, there is NetTutor in Canvas that you can use free of charge. Both these tutoring services are free. NetTutor is a third-party company that we have for free because it's accessed through Canvas and CMC has purchased that. So, all right, there's access, military and veteran support statements, and equity etiquette statement. Okay. So one of the things you're going to want to pay attention to is the weekly schedule and important dates. So here is our first week. That's one that's a little bit tricky. So you're going to have a syllabus quiz. It's 10 questions. You can use the syllabus to answer the questions. It's just to kind of get you familiar with the syllabus and the schedule. Okay. So this is part of what we call the substantive work for this class, which needs to be completed by August 27th, which is Sunday, 11 p.m. Okay, so it has to be done by then or you will be considered a no-show and you'll be dropped from the course. So you have 3 things to do: the syllabus quiz, 10 questions, pretty fun, a practice exam. Now, the practice exam is 5 questions and they're pretty easy, like what's your major and things like that. And I think there's one math question, but it's just for you to get used to how to upload an exam so at the last minute when your first exam is due, you already know how to do it. So you want to make sure you get that loaded in, and if there are any problems with your end or my end, we can work those out ahead of time. There's also how to use My Lab assignment. This is in My Lab, so it'll be your first chance to do assignment in My Lab, and it kind of gets you used to how that's going to work in an online system. Math is sometimes really hard to type, so you want to get used to the tools and things that My Lab offers. So those 3 things are all due by August 27th, okay, Sunday. So I don't think it'll take you a long time to do them, but don't put it off till the last minute, because we also have chapter 1 that we're going to start. So chapter 1 is 1.1, 1.2, and 1.3. Now, some of those sections are going to go fairly quickly. The one on graphing calculators, you're not required to have a graphing calculator, so there's not a lot on that. The other 2 sections, though, you're going to need some time to kind of get your feet wet and start reviewing and getting used to the work that we're going to be doing. Now, because I felt like this was a lot of work this first week, I went ahead and extended the due date for those assignments till September 5th. Normally, you have 1 week to do your assignment, and then you have a week of where you can turn it in late. You get a 20% reduction if it's late, but you do have that option. So I did it this way for this first week. Like I said, I thought, well, it's the first week. We don't want to scare anybody away. There's a lot going on. And so you don't get the late option for these first 3 assignments. You just get full credit for 2 weeks. Okay. But week 2 will come along. And then you've got, more sections and a quiz. Okay, so there's more about the syllabus. You'll learn about that, but this is my video and hopefully it's helpful. If you have any questions, be sure to let me know, email me, or come to office hours. Have a great day.